going on, everybody? Hit pause here with a small tutorial and possibly an update on rats after that. I do apologize for I've had a bit of a break in the videos, which isn't unusual for me, but in this case it's not because I've been too busy. It's actually because I have recorded this video like 4 times and everything just seems to go wrong with the recording. It either drops the sound, or it freezes, or it works perfectly fine, and then YouTube won't upload the file for some weird reason. So I don't know why this is happening, but anyways, we'll give it another try, I guess. If this fails, you'll never know, and you'll never see this video. So hopefully this works. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what I have happening here now, I have to be kind of quiet because I'm not alone in the house, is that we have a very simple excuse me, EQS system set up here for this guy. Why does he have a bunk triangle? I didn't realize he had a butt triangle on his face. That sucks. I have to fix that. But anyways, he's an AI character that has basically very limited ability, but that very limited ability is actually enough to get him to be actually quite a formidable opponent. What he can do is, obviously he's going to wander around if he doesn't know anybody's there. Just find different points and run around to them. He's not patrolling like a set path or anything like that. I haven't done that yet. I think enough people on YouTube may have done that. I may show that eventually because I need it myself, but I just feel like it's so easy to get them to determine, you know, path points. You know, just go to the next one, get there, go to the next one. So anyways, what he does is, when he does detect you as an enemy, he will basically always try to maintain a position in the world where he has a line of sight to you to take shots. That is actually very difficult to achieve without the use of EQS. There would be a lot of math involved in trying to determine how that would work. So the fortunate side of this whole thing is that EQS is the setup for what I got here is super simple. I'm just incorporating one very simple ideology, and that is to generate EQS queries that are tailored for exactly what he wants to do. So let's take a look at his folder really quick. Blueprints. We'll look at his behavior tree, because before I show him in action, I just want to point one thing out. We have 2 environment queries here that I'm actually running. One of them looks for the line of sight, and the other one looks for cover. Okay, he looks for the line of sight when he has an enemy and he cannot see it. This is when he looks for the line of sight. Once he can see the enemy, based on this service here, which is a simple trace straight to himself, from him to you, basically from himself, the controlled pawn, to his enemy, we run a trace. And if it sees you, you can see him. If not, we clear that value. And that's all that is. So that's what's driving this service, drives whether or not this takes into effect through this decorator right here. Both of these are identical, save for this has this extra one here. And then when he goes to reload, when he needs to reload, he runs the query on a cover node, does the same basic thing, chase enemy. Now chase enemy is super simple. Hey, what's that location key that we're setting from the environment query? Go there. That's it. That's all he does. Okay. The way to get this to say, hey, what am I scoring, is to change the blackboard key here. So the EQS is actually setting this value, move to location, which is a vector. Okay, so it's a position in space. So the chase enemy goes to that location key, okay, which is get the value as a vector. I just check if you're too close. If you're already within 50 units of that point, which means you're basically 10 units away, don't bother with it. Just go ahead and end the execution and start trying to shoot at the enemy. Let's see if there's anything else. So, you know, if he doesn't have an enemy or anything, he's just going to wander around. Wandering simple. Just, I mean, there's nothing here. Get his location, get a random point around himself, move to it. Done. There's nothing there. Like I said, once he has an enemy, he runs this query. And so let's take a look at the query. Super simple. And in fact, let's pull up the other one for cover. And we'll take a look at the difference here. If I click between them, notice the difference. They're exactly the same, save for the requirement on the trace. Requires not hit, requires hit. Requires not hit, requires hit. That is a simple Boolean match variable here. That's off, that's on. So if we require a Boolean match, it means we require a hit, which means we are looking for the points that we cannot see, because the trace will get hit. It will hit something before it gets to that point. So we require that for our score. Okay, that's for cover. For line of sight, we require no hit, meaning we have a clean trace to the point that we're talking about, which means there's line of sight between them, right? That's it. That's his whole friggin' behavior. So you can see during I'm on simulate here, and I'm just flying around. He's in wander state, so he's just gonna just go around randomly. He'll be able to make it anywhere where there is pathfinding. Okay, so I just hit P for that. So let's go ahead and possess, and we'll jump in. Now he sees me, I'm shooting him, but as soon as he lost me, he the reason for that was because EQS failed, because I was off. So what he's going to do is he'll keep shooting, but then notice how he just ran away for no apparent reason. That is not no reason. He actually ran away so he could. Now he's back. So he's going to shoot. He's got deviation on his shots. If I didn't put that, he'd kill you instantly. There would be no escaping this guy. He would be way too hard. See, he just fired the last 2 bullets, and now he's running to get cover. You'll see reloaded happen in the corner. There it is, right there. And once he's reloaded, and there he goes, and he goes to reload. Okay, so the next time he comes out to shoot, I'm gonna run away. So I'm gonna, fuck you, little dickweed. I'm fucking running. This bitch wants to kill me. So I'm gonna run here, and I'm gonna throw it in wireframe mode so that we can see where he is. So here he comes. He'll keep trucking over here. And he's going to kill me pretty much right when he comes around this corner, because he's really close. I'm going to run away again. I don't know if I can survive this. See, he has to reload, so he's going to. Okay. So I'm going to come here. Now he should poke his way out here to find where he can shoot me. There he is. Alright, so let's go find better cover. Let's haul ass all the way out of here, and let's see if he can track me down. He knows where I am. He doesn't lose me as a target. I need to add, you know, obviously some better behavior for him so that he can lose me as a target if he, say, if I'm out of his sight for too long, or if our distance gets too far apart or something. You notice you can't hear any bullets or anything like that right now. So I'm going to hide all the way in this frickin' corner, and let's find where he is. I need to make sure that I'm on the navigation, otherwise he won't be able to see me. So I'm actually off the navigation right here, so if I go right here, which kind of sucks, you know, because the player's not going to know that. They'll have cheat spots right now, but we'll fix that up soon enough. Let's see. Okay, so we're on the navigation. We can turn that off. Let's see where he is. Let me turn that off. Alright, here he comes. There he goes. You can see him. He's going all the way down over there. And there he is. And now he's shooting. He only had 2 bullets before he had to reload. But he's over there and he can hit me. And like I said, he'll keep running away trying to find a good spot to reload. Now I can chase him. If I can stay near him, he'll never reload. Let me get right here so he can't see me, and then we'll back off. But he came around though. like I said, he's relatively formidable. I mean, he knows how to get to you pretty much for the most part, just about anywhere you go. It ain't like you can't kill his ass. He is kind of a difficult shot. I killed him. I killed his ass dead from all the way over here. So my ragdolls are all effed up, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. But there was his behavior, so you can see that he's pretty cool, man. He's, you know, he knows where to go to shoot at you, and he knows where to go to hide from you. So I have two separate EQS queries for that. Now, in terms of the querying context here, the context on the trace is player context, and the context on the distance is the querier. So the theory is, I'm gonna look. I want to know everywhere you can see. Require not hit. Okay, this is my line of sight one. Tell me everywhere you can see, and then I'm gonna go to the one that's closest to me. So we prefer lesser, and this one's exactly the same. So tell me the things that you cannot see, and then tell me which one's closest to me, and I'm gonna go there. So this one's set to filter and score. This one's set to score only. If you look here, again, this goes to the querier, but this one goes to the player context. Now the player context, I just want to point out, is not correct for a multiplayer game. Works perfectly fine for single player, but it ain't going to work for multiplayer because the players will only be able to run this EQS query against the first player, meaning player 0. So basically the AI is going to be broken with other players in here. They're just never going to track that one down. And what would happen is they would have the other player as their target. So it would just break down completely because they'd be like, hey, I can't see my target, so let's go into the EQS. Oh, look, now I'm looking for a spot where this other thing can't see, so I'm going to run over there. Now let me check if I can see the player. I'm never going to see that player for the most part, the one I actually have targeted. It's just broken. So don't do this for multiplayer. We need to do something better here. What I would actually suggest, because the thing is I don't actually know how to get a handle on the player context class during gameplay. So this is a parent class environment query context blueprint base, right? I don't know how to get a hold of this during runtime so that I can change this target to match my AI's actual enemy target, so that if there were 3 players in here and he targeted any one of them, that would get inserted right here to be that target. I don't know how to do that. What I do know how to do, though, is to create a dummy actor, essentially. Like you can see here, we have like this testing pawn and things like that. So what I could do is create a dummy testing object that he runs the query around at all times, and that gets shifted around the world and attached to his enemies. What I don't like about that is in the case of having, say, 10 or 20 AI, now I have 40. I actually have 40 AI entities that make that up. It's a little unoptimized in essence, I guess, would be the way to put that. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And the cool thing about it is it's just so simple. I mean, there's nothing here really. Just this query, that query. I have a size of 4,000 and a spacing of 500. We're generating around the querier for the main block of it. I don't really know why you would change this here, since each one of these has a querier thing. I suppose it's important, but if I put this around the player, I have a feeling it's going to be broken. It would interfere with this one because this one's around himself, right? Querier, he's the querier, and that's the player. So that's it. Hopefully you guys found that useful. I'm going to end the video here so that hopefully YouTube doesn't freak again, or that the audio isn't broken already. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I know this is similar to the EQS that I've shown before, but this one is actually much more simple and actually still very, very useful. So like I said, hopefully you guys found that cool and interesting, and if you did, or have any issues with it, let me know in the comments or add me on Skype as HipPause, and I'll help you get through it. So this is HipPause signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.